All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Saturday matinee edition of KFTV Postgame Live presented by Manscaped. Knicks head out west for 4 games, already down 1 after losing to the Sacramento Kings. They go to LA now for the first of 2 against the Clippers and Lakers respectively. No Jalen Brunson for this one. The Knicks battled. This was a physical matchup. Immanuel Quickley was able to find his groove. R.J. Barrett had his moments. But in a pivotal moment in this game, when you needed your star players to come through, you had a Julius Randle meltdown to end the third quarter. And that, after the Knicks were up by 1 point, would allow the Clippers to gain a 9-0 run headed into the fourth quarter. And that was pretty much all she wrote, man. Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, took over and buried the Knicks, man. Knicks lose 106-95 and now find themselves on a 3-game losing streak, folks. Soul searching time. It's gut check time. I'll tap in, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. CP the Fanchise, JD Sports Talk on the 1s and 2s. JD, great job on the play-by-play. That was probably the only win of the day because the Knicks are now down 3 games in a row. Tough one to lose in L.A. As I said, no Jalen Brunson once again, although Tom Thibodeau has said that the x-rays have come back negative on his foot and he'll be day-to-day. But as I said, opening up, yes, IQ, good game. And you had some moments. You had some moments from, hang on, do we got JD? JD, we got you here?
I'm here. I'm here. I hear everything you're saying. It looks like I'm just frozen.
Yeah, it looks like you're frozen.
I'm good on the back end, but it looks like on the line.
Hang on.
I'm frozen somewhere.
No, we got you back now. A little technical difficulties. We got you back now. But anyway, as I was saying, man, look, you needed your stars to be stars in this game. With Kawhi Leonard putting pressure on this team, we had no answers for him, whether it was Josh Hart guarding him, Julius guarding him, RJ guarding him. The Claw is back, playing at an absolute MVP level. 38 points today for Kawhi Leonard. Paul George had his moments in this game, 22 for George. So as I say, you needed your stars to be stars. And with the Knicks down by as much as 14-16 in this game, they were up by 1 with a couple seconds left in the third quarter, 74-73. And you just saw the way the refs were letting this thing play. I'm a let this thing play kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's fair on both ends. But it was getting very physical out there. And Clippers were getting away with grabbing arms, and it was getting a little chaotic out there. And I just knew that the longer this was gonna go, Julius was gonna lose it. He was gonna become unhinged, and that's what we saw. You saw Julius Randle almost catch Mason Plumlee with a little elbow, a little chin check, if you will. It works in the 90s, but in this day and age, you can't do that. And then he had to be separated by Tibbs, had to be separated by, him and Fournier going at it. And ultimately, Johnny Bryant had to separate him. Can't win that way, man. Your stars have to be leaders, bro. Your stars have to be leaders. And this is gut check time for this team. How do you respond now? Your 3-game losing streak, that you're now tied with the Nets for the 5th spot in the East. The Heat have won last night. Now you're only 2.5 games up on the Heat with 2 games left to play against them. So how do you respond when your back is against the wall? One of your stars is down, and if Julius can't be that other guy to rally the troops, these guys are going to be cooked, man. So we could call it passion, and they weren't getting the calls, and maybe he's tired, but at the end of the day, you still got to impact winning and come through for your team. If your shots aren't falling, you still have to be able to come through for your team some way, somehow, whether it's playing defense, getting after it, getting a loose ball, playmaking. You got to stay level-headed, man, for the sake of the team. Your thoughts on this game, bro?
Man, the tale of two halves tonight. Uh, Tough loss for the team, and it's mostly, going into today. I already expected a very, you know, very challenging game because you're playing a mostly out of, Norman Powell was out tonight, but it's mostly a healthy Clippers team, and it's also a Clippers team that is starting to get it together. They're on a 3-game winning streak now. They were struggling to figure things out with Russell Westbrook, but now they're looking to find some chemistry. And Kawhi Leonard has been a monster. So the Knicks caught the Clippers at the wrong time of the season, and however, the way the game was going, the Knicks had a chance. Knicks were up one, close to end the third quarter there, and to me, the game changed when Julius Randle just unraveled. He unraveled on the court. He unraveled on the Clippers. He unraveled on his own team. I mean, he was yelling at everyone that was coming close except Johnny Bryant. Johnny Bryant seems to be the only guy on the Knicks bench that has a semblance of a chance to calm him down.
The one guy, not to cut you off, the one guy who went down to Dallas in the offseason to tell him, this is what we need from you. You have to check that at the door. The organization realized it was a problem, bro, and sent Johnny Bryant to Texas to address the situation.
Right. And we saw it out on the floor tonight where, Julius was yelling at the video coordinator. Tom Thibodeau grabbed Julius. It got as bad as Tom Thibodeau had to grab Julius Randle, and even Julius shoved his hands off of him. Quickley came from the side, and he's telling Quickley, don't talk to me. Like, left and right, any player that was coming up to him. And the only guy that was able to get through him and able to at least calm him down some, get him to go back to the bench and sit down was Johnny Bryant. So there you could tell that Johnny Bryant has a close relationship with Julius, and Bryant is the only guy that seems to get through to him. The most discouraging thing is when you learn something negative in a bad loss. And tonight, what we learned, I think, can actually be more detrimental and more concerning moving forward than anything else that happened. And to me, what I learned today is, one, Julius needs Jalen Brunson back in the worst way.
We need him.
Seems he needs him back in the worst way. Because I thought that maybe if we can get elite guard play from someone other than Jalen Brunson, that will have a positive trickle-down effect on Julius. And tonight, Immanuel Quickley had a 26-point game, but that seemed to make no difference to Julius Randle. So maybe Julius just needs a Jalen Brunson to get back into the game. And then secondly, what I've learned is I'm concerned, CP. I'm concerned about the playoffs. I'm not concerned about the Knicks' ability to win the playoffs. I'm not concerned about the Knicks' ability to potentially upset a Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. I'm not concerned about the roster that we have that can accomplish that. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about Julius Randle in the playoffs. And the crazy thing is, how can I be more concerned about him in terms of his mindset, his demeanor, his body language than in his actual play? Because I think he can play decent. If Brunson's in the game, I think he'll do well. But maybe he won't, because crunch time is here. Games are starting to get intense. The games are starting to mean something. And it seems like he is just quite not ready yet for the challenge.
And this is the thing, bro. It's not going to get any easier. Now you are in a battle. Yes, teams go through their ups and downs. They go through their highs and lows throughout a season, right? This Clipper team is still trying to get themselves together after the trade deadline, despite Kawhi Leonard playing well. You see the Lakers. You'll see the Lakers tomorrow. Lakers trying to survive the LeBron injury, but they're starting to have their peaks right now. It happens, but do you have the mental toughness to get through it? I'm sure they want to talk about how many games he's played and maybe he's banged up. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's feeling it. He looks weary out there. You could see it all over his face. But this is what we've seen over the last 3 years, bro. And it's major. This is your team. Brunson is not here. This is your team. And I understand the shots were not falling. I thought the Clippers did a great job on him. And we'll get to Ty Lue's comments on that. I thought the Clippers did do a great job on it. But as you see the way the game is going, you've got to lock in mentally, man. Mental toughness. This is mental gut check time. Mental fortitude is what separates the goods from the greats. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you're not there for your team mentally, they're on their own. Who else is gonna deliver for them tonight? Especially when Kawhi Leonard is absolutely cooking them. So, this is what I'm saying, man. It's like, can we trust this guy in a big spot? Because in the playoffs, you're going to be playing like this. It's going to be physical. It's going to be tight. They're going to be grabbing you. They're going to be sending 2-3 guys at you. As soon as you put the ball on the floor, guys are on your back.
If he complained about today's refereeing,
right.
The playoffs, they're going to let more go than what they even let go today.
That's right. So this is not just, this just happened one time. This is not just, no, we're not throwing everything out the window what he did. He's an all-star. He's been great this year. That's not to put any of that past him. But this is about money time. Where will you be when it's money time? And will you be able to get through it? Because that's what the best of the best do, man. They're able to get through it. And I just don't know. I just don't know, bro.
And, the mental toughness part, you don't have to be demonstrative. You don't have to be vocal to display mental toughness. Just look at what happened today, CP. Look at what happened on the other side.
Correct.
In terms of mental toughness. You could be a quiet assassin. And display mental toughness. Kawhi Leonard in the first half today had 11 points, and we talked about it, 10 points, and we talked about it in the play-by-play where he was 5 of 11, and I told everyone that was watching, he only attempted 1 3. He was 0 of 1 from 3 in the first half, took 11 shots, made 5, but it wasn't really an impactful 10 points. The Knicks looked like they were doing a great job on him in the first half, but I mentioned he's going to turn up here to start the third because this is a player that just has a great understanding of the game. He has a great understanding of what his role is and how he can impact the game and at what times he can impact the game. And what did he do? In the second half of the game, he had a whole new ball game. 28 points. He only missed 2 shots
18 points
in the second half.
Quarter, bro. 18 points in the third quarter for Kawhi Leonard, man.
28 for the half. 18 in the third. He took 5 threes as opposed to 1 in the first half. He took 5 threes in the second half, made 3 of those 5. And that's how you show mental toughness.
Yeah.
That's how you show mental toughness. It doesn't have to be loud and yelling at someone and cursing at someone. So it's like, Julius, you need to understand, and you're going to play the Tyronn Lue clip. And we're going to talk about that because I think, CP, that's going to continue to be the game plan against him.
Yeah.
It's going to be strategy. And he needs to understand that when those moments happen, it's premeditated from the opponent. They want you to get to that spot. They want you to get to a point where you lose concentration and it's a detriment to the team. Because guess what? Guess what, Julius? You're actually that good. That's why it's happening. Like this is now wild strategies from opponents trying to figure out some way to stop you. Because guess what? When you're on your game, not many players in the NBA can stop you.
That's right. That's right.
And you have to understand that. It's like this is actually showing respect. You can't give in to that.
That's right.
And that's what I'm concerned about, CP, is when the moment comes, I would hate to come on this postgame in the playoffs, CP, and we're talking about how we lost the game because something that's not on the court, because of, a lack of concentration, because of a debacle like what happened in the third quarter. Because to me, look how the Knicks came back. The Knicks came out of that play not knowing how to rotate on defense. They just lost it.
9-0 run between that point. They were up by 1. That was 74-83. Between that point, which is seconds left in the third, into the fourth, the Clippers were on a 9-0 run. And once that happened, that was it. They took the wind completely out of their sails, bro. Because it's already a talented, deep team that you're up against. So every inch matters. It's tough, man. And who knows him best but Marcus Morris? You know what I mean? Like, look at the battle. Mook knows. He knows how to get him off his game, man. So, again, just disappointing. But for a team where the expectations have ratcheted up, man. The expectations have ratcheted up. And because of that, we're going to expect more from your star players. It's not about not making shots. It's about how you weather the storm. And he just couldn't. The whole entire team had to hold him back, bro. Even the coach had to physically restrain him. Derrick Rose off the bench. Him and Fournier going at it. You know Fournier's like, bro, what are you doing, man?
You know what's crazy, CP? Was the play that serious for you to get like that? Like, that's the other thing to it that's not going to get talked about was, all right, Randle, you're upset. Fine. But was the play that you got upset about, was it that serious? Right. Like, I was doing the play-by-play. It's not like I said, whoa, they missed the call. What happened? That wasn't my reaction. Like, what was it? And to me, and what gets me more upset is sometimes at that point he was 3 of 19. He was 3 of 19 at that moment. And I talked about how maybe he's just making this scene as an excuse for his game. Because that's what happens sometimes. It's like you're so frustrated with how you played that you look for an outside factor to kind of try to mask what's actually happening. And that, to me, is a player that, at least for today, because I have to give him credit in other instances early in the season where he was taking accountability on postgame. He was holding himself accountable. But today, that was gone. He he was not accountable at all for his performance because, to me, he made that whole scene to try to mask his atrocious performance today. Yeah. And that, to me, is even more frustrating where you try to, you're yelling at your own teammate because you was trash tonight. And you know what happens as well, CP, is, and I hope this doesn't happen, teammates get upset. They get mad when they lose, and it wasn't because of the basket, what happened on the court in between those lines. There's nothing that frustrates a player more than a player to go home and say, yo, that team wasn't even better than us. We could have beat them.
That's right. But
we lost because of this person wants to act like a fool. Like, that is infuriating for a teammate. And so, it doesn't get any easier. We're right back at it tomorrow and right back at it on a bigger spotlight, same state, same arena, same place, different team, and actually a higher stakes. And I think tomorrow's game is also on national television.
Hungry team.
Against the Lakers.
ESPN.
Against Anthony Davis. So
AD. Coming up against
he has 24 hours to get it together.
Yeah, his AD is not playing any games right now. Also playing at a high level. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. KFTV Postgame Live presented by Manscaped. CP and JD on the ones and twos. Just reacting to a frustrating night, man. But call us up, 657-383-1509. Or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Shout out to K Marco's channel member. Sends a $20 super chat. Says Randle's acting like a big child and a bully to his own teammates. Imagine if he displayed even half of the professionalism of Evan, Obi, and D Rose. He's just weak, and I hate that I let him fool me when Brunson hit it. Pathetic. K Marco going in. Russell Whiskey, $5 super chat says, I want an apology from every fan who apologized to Randle. Oh, man, hold your apologies. Pudge Forever, $5 super chat says, without Brunson, Randle will self-destruct. It's money time. Kevin Mins said, $5 super chat says, Julius snapping on our guys will do to the Knicks what Draymond Green's punch the pool has done to the Dubs. Can't have it, man.
And we should play the video if we get it. I actually sent it to you because the Randle, they have it. I sent it to you in the DMs.
Let me pull it up. In the meantime, Dave G on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic, Dave.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good. How you feeling, bro?
I mean, I'm frustrated, but it is what it is.
Hang in there.
I don't know if you guys have been able to cover it because I just been able to hop on the show. I was doing something, but Tibbs has to do something about our pick and roll defense, man. It's infuriating watching it just try and get over the screen every time, especially RJ. He's getting killed in the pick and roll, especially against high profile, high power offensive people like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. You gotta head your big hard every once in a while. You gotta trap something you gotta do something. You got to change it up. It's infuriating because then you just let these backdoor cuts just causes momentum swings.
Yeah.
It's something, and that's on Tibbs. I mean, obviously RJ's got to get over the screen better and whatnot, but I'm not about to kill RJ. He's 22 years old. And I know everybody wants to kill RJ. He hasn't been good this year, but he's 22 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him a little bit longer. But it's a frustrating loss, but it is what it is. You're playing against PG and Kawhi. They're playing out of their minds. They're healthy. They're really good. It just shows the difference in the class, especially without Jalen Brunson. I'm not going to get too down the doldrums. We just won 9 games in a row against good teams. So shout out you guys. Keep it up. Let's get to 75K. Let's go Knicks, baby. Come on.
Appreciate you, Dave. Hang in there, man. Hang in there. Frustrating night all across the board, man. Yeah, and as he said, you want to see the pick and roll coverage improve. Knicks got killed backdoor for most of the night. And, that's just how it goes, man. Let me see if I can find this Randle footage. Here we go. All right, here we go. So to everybody in chat.
Everybody in that footage got the business.
Everybody.
Fournier,
everybody.
Quickley, everybody here. Video coordinator.
There we go. You got Tibbs holding him up. D Rose, Johnny Bryant, Obi. The lady behind the bench is concerned. He's like, what the hell's going on?
I mean,
Grimes.
CP's giving you a play-by-play right now of it.
Yeah. Here's Fournier. Like, bro, this is embarrassing. What is going on here? You got to hold it together, man. It's gut check time, man. Got to hold it together, man. Shout out to Chuck D. Ryan Mammal, Chuck D. $10 super chats. It's simply the downside of short rotation. One injury throws off everything. I can't blame Julius. Can't blame Tibbs. He can't coach 11. Julius can't dominate alone. We won't win without this team being intact. Yeah, definitely need definitely need Brunson. No question. I would have opted to go with Rose in some of those bench minutes, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. You mentioned that in the play-by-play. You said you wanted Rose to get minutes.
I was looking at it. I was looking at it. I would like to see what that would have looked like.
And you're looking at it from an offensive standpoint, off the
a little
bench,
bit, yeah, because it's like, look, I understand he's taking a step back skills-wise. Father Time catches up with everybody, but he still has it up here. The cerebral, the smarts, in a pressure cooker situation to make good decisions. I can still trust him to do that. You know what I mean? And even just as a facilitator of the offense, I trust him to get that done more than McBride at this point. This is a pivotal stretch. Play development is out the window, right? We focus on playoffs time, on extra basketball, April basketball, and we down with Jalen Brunson, man. Like, I would have looked to make that adjustment. I mean, the Knicks chick made a funny point. She said, you could tell D Rose ain't coming in the game. His hair's not even in a tie. He let his hair down on the bench. So he already knew he wasn't coming in the game at any time soon. But that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, he's not that guy anymore. He's not even the guy that was here 2 years ago. But up here, when I'm on the road, and I'm playing a veteran team and a tough physical team, I would have went there off the bench and see what that could have got me. Once again, stats wise, wasn't a good night from downtown. 22%, 7-31 from the field. One thing you did like, they got to the free throw line and they were converting 24-27 from the charity stripe, 88% from the free throw line, which was good for them. You want to see them do that more, especially when the shots weren't falling. That was the only thing that, halfway kept them in the game. So all around, just a tough one. And then on the flip side, like I said, the claw was the claw. 38 points for Kawhi Leonard. Not a person who could stop him. And that is all the makings of a tough night. 14-22 for Leonard. 22 for Paul George.
CP, one of the concerns now without Jalen Brunson, and it's not like Jalen Brunson shoots a lot of threes, but there's just something about sometimes when your leader is there, your best player is there. Because of one thing, I know we've been back and forth this year on, there's stretches where we say Randle's the best player on the team. And Brunson's always been the best player on the team just because of the other things that he brings in terms of winning. and you saw it tonight with Julius Randle showing you the other side. And the concern right now is, you mentioned the percentage that they shot tonight. The Knicks are shooting 22% from three their last 3 games. 22% from three in their last three games. Like, that's and they shot 35% overall from the field today.
But a lot of that was Julius from beyond the arc. During that 9-game stretch when they were shooting damn near close to 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you still got Obi 0 of 4, Grimes 0 of 4. That's 0 of 8 between those two guys, and Quickley missed 5 free throws, and Barrett 1 of 3. So it's like, Julius shot 3 of 10, 30%. But their 3-point shooting has been atrocious the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Julius himself is shooting 22% the last 3 games.
Yeah.
22% Julius Randle the last 3 games. That's just he's 7 of 31 his last 3 games.
Right. And
so we're back to him being, Julius of last year.
And that's the thing for me is especially when they get to the playoffs, which team will they be? Shooting wise, efficiency wise, will they be that team that we saw off the 9-game winning streak, or did that team just get hot? Because one of the things, especially in the playoffs, the teams that end up being good teams that advance, you got to be an efficient shooting team. You got to be an efficient shooting team, whether it's from 3 or it's getting high percentage buckets inside the arc, inside the paint. And that's one thing that we can count on Brunson for. But, which Julius shows up there? How will he be shooting efficiently? Will he be able to attack the basket? Will RJ be able to finish around the rim? And because if you can't, you're going to be cooked.
They haven't shot 1 game in the last 3 games. They haven't even reached 30%.
Right.
27% versus Charlotte, 11 of 40. 26% against the Kings, 13 of 50. And tonight, 7 of 31, 22%.
Yeah.
I mean, they better make some threes tomorrow against the Lakers. They want to win.
Got to. And this Laker defense, that's one thing that the Lakers have been able to hang their hat on since Darvin Ham was there, is that their defense has been on point. Without LeBron, sometimes without AD, like, their defense has been able to be consistent. And you're even seeing that with this new crop of players that they have. So
they added Jared Vanderbilt.
I was just about to say the Vanderbilt effect. The Vanderbilt effect. The way AD is playing. They get after it, and they're versatile now. So that's one thing. That's one reason why the Lakers are now, what do they say, 1 game out of the 6th place in the West?
Yep.
So, this won't be a cakewalk tomorrow either. They got to tighten up, and tighten up fast. To the Discord we go. Rack City, go ahead and unmute your mic. Rack City. Rack City going once. I don't think Rack City's ready. He's not ready for the big show. Okay. All right, Rack City, we're going to drop you off. Salute to everybody in the chat. Let's get to the phones. We got some people in here. Let me hear from Rambo from Tampa. He's always Mr. Optimist. We didn't even hear from him during the 9-game streak. Rambo, what's going on, man?
Well, I wasn't going to call. We was on the streak. I wasn't trying to break it. I wasn't trying to jinx it. Yeah. And additionally to that, I was sleeping real easy. I heard everybody just more relaxed. So I was falling asleep during the games. Everything was so calm and copacetic. I loved it. It was perfect.
So now that there's a little bit of turmoil, that is a little bit of challenge, a little bump in the road, and you come back.
Give us some optimism, because we need it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm definitely coming here to do, because I can't call while we up. It's easy to knock a man while he's down.
Okay.
That's easy to do. So I'm just here to pick y'all up, man. Because for me, and the way I look at this year already is that we are exceeding expectations already. Remember, we were talking about the play-in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Randle, he was an all-star, and Randle, he's his own worst enemy. He's his own worst enemy. I've been through this. I've been through that. That's why I go so hard for RJ. Because, truthfully, RJ has a bad game. He doesn't affect the rest of the team. Randle has a bad game. He pulls the rest of us down. But we need him to turn that around so that, possibly, the offseason we could find him a new place. Good night.
All right, so there was Rambo's optimism. We need him to get back up so we can trade him. There goes Rambo.
Wow. That optimism is certainly going to help this season.
Yeah, I was.
Trade deadline's over.
That's right.
You have to wait,
that's right.
Have to wait for the offseason to make that happen.
I was not expecting that one, but that was a good laugh nevertheless. Shout out to Rambo from Tampa. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks lose, man. A tough one to the Clippers, 106-95. Here was Ty Lue's comments on the game and their game plan for one Julius Randle. Here was Ty Lue. This is courtesy of Bally Sports West.
Pay attention, people. Pay attention.
The biggest thing is just defensively. I think those two guys locking into the other team's best players and taking that challenge. And so when they're playing at a high level defensively, we're a different team. I thought we did a good job of taking care of the basketball. Only 10 turnovers tonight. And, when we got Kawhi out, he played the whole third quarter. To start the fourth, I thought PG really came in and offensively just kind of took over that game and kind of give us a good cushion.
And then in that first half, the Knicks grabbed a ton of offensive boards and got a lot of points in transition. What changed in the second half?
Well, we talked about it at halftime, and, when teams shoots 35% from the field, they're going to get some offensive rebounds. But the ones that we got to take care of, I thought we hit, Mitchell on a few of them, but he's just so long and athletic. It's tough to get to him all the time. But as long as we're making the right plays of just making sure we hit bodies and, not staring at the basketball when the shot goes up. And I thought we did a better job with it in the second half.
Ty, before the game, I asked you how you guys were going to handle Randle. You said Marcus was going to do a good job in there. But I think overall you guys did a solid job. 5 of 24 shooting. Just talk about the job that you guys did guarding Randle.
I thought Marcus just being physical with him early, kind of got him frustrated a little bit. And then our shrinks defensively. I thought we were, we didn't leave him on an island by himself. We were digging in and out, cat and mouse, getting in and out. And so just try to keep him all balanced as much as we could. And then when he spun baseline, we had Mason Zoo on the baseline, waiting for him. So when you're dealing with a guy like, Randle, who can score the basketball, and he's a tough cover, so you just got to just mix up the coverages on him and try to keep him all balanced. And I thought we did that tonight.
All right, so as Ty Lue said, man, try to mix up the coverages, get physical with them early, have a lot of help, whether it's at the perimeter, foul line, extended, baseline, with your centers shadowing them. Mix up the coverages. And that's what he's going to see in the playoffs, man.
And Lue, given somewhat of a blueprint. Now, blueprints are all good and dandy. You need to have the personnel and the coach to do it as well. I think Tyronn Lue is one of the best coaches in the NBA. And his comments were interesting, especially when he said, Marcus being physical early. Mm-hmm. And that tells me that was the game plan all along, is from the tip off, let's get physical with him early. You play the long game where you get him frustrated early, and later on, you hope that by the second half of the ball game, it catches up to him either in two areas, fatigue or he just unravels. And it looked more so like he unraveled more than he was fatigued. And so you try to win in one of those two spots when you have a game plan like that. They got a tech out of it, so they got an opportunity to score there. And then the other interesting part was when Lue says, every time that Randle was spinning, we had someone waiting for him. Mm-hmm. And that tells me that they did a lot of film work, and they understood the certain spots on the court where Randle, his tendencies are. Mm-hmm. And once he makes this move, you're going to be on that side. Once he makes that move, you're going to be on that side. Mm-hmm. And, so outstanding by Lue. But then again, on the Knicks side, you have to be able to counter and make adjustments to this. And as a player, you have to understand everything that Tyronn Lue said was strategy. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying about Julius. You have to understand that this is going to continue to be the game plan, especially in the playoffs. And somehow, Julius doesn't understand that this is all part of strategy. Yeah. So Jalen Brunson, as I tweeted, get healthy fast.
Yeah, and this is why you miss Brunson so much. This is why you miss Brunson so bad. As someone who could just take care of the ball, set the tone, control the pace, control the tempo. This is why the point guard is so important. We've seen it pre-Brunson, you know. This is why he's so important. And at this point, he's got to get healthy. They need him healthy. You might just have to let him rest and figure it out. Wherever let the chips fall where they may, because he's more important to them healthy in the playoffs than to push through for seeding and these final 13 games. So
when Brunson's on the court, maybe he doesn't get the type of coverages he saw tonight, because as Tyronn Lue explained it, that's a game plan for when you feel that that's your number one guy that you need to stop.
Right.
Those are all the game plan. Those are all the coverages that you disguise against that player. But you're able to do it more successfully when a Jalen Brunson's not on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's so important. I know we're losing, but I hope Knicks fans realize that Jalen Brunson is a star in this league. And I think his impact with, him being out of the games, we're starting to see that on the court.
Yep, no question about it, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks lose to the Clippers, man, 106-105. CP and JD on the 1s and 2s. Tough loss overall. But, if we want to talk about some positive things, we could talk about Immanuel Quickley getting back on track in this game. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists for Quick, 8 of 18 from the field, 3 of 8 from downtown, 7 of 8 from the charity stripe, 1 steal as well. It was good to see Quick bounce back after 2 lackluster games coming off the double overtime hero victory over the Celtics. So it's good to see Quick bounce back, man. What did you think about Quick tonight?
Boy, did he need this type of game, right? Boy, did he need it, because, this is the first time in his career, CP, that he's getting this type of extended run at the 1. So, confidence can be shaken if, he would have had another, bad game. That Celtics game starts to look further and further away in the past, and you start to think about more of your recent performances. Him going 1 of 8 from 3 against the Kings, 3 of 10 from 3 against the Hornets, 5 of 16 and 1 of 11.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a bad 2 games. So him being able to have a double with the rebounds, 26 points, 10 rebounds, is very, very impressive. It shows you that, Quickley got his legs back under him being able to get down there and get some boards, play a little bit of physical basketball. So very, very good sign that the Knicks were able to get that performance out of him. And now he can start to, believe in himself again, gain some confidence. They're going to need him tomorrow. Big time.
We're going to go to Louis from Jacksonville, and then Money T's on the Discord. Get ready on deck. Louis from Jacksonville, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, guys, I haven't called you during the streak. Everything was cooking. No need to stir the pot.
Right.
But here we go again. Now we lost our point guard, which we didn't have one last year.
Yeah.
And the Knicks have reverted to the 2022 garbage Randle, garbage Barrett show. And, hey, I'm happy that Quickley played fantastic in Boston, but I think Quickley needs to stay with the second group. And I think you're right, CP. We should start Rose, because
no. I didn't say start Rose.
I
didn't say start Rose. I just said give him McBride's minutes. Give him some minutes off the bench. I ain't starting him.
Either or. You can't play the other guard. The other guard didn't even put up a shot. He was on the court for 7 minutes and did nothing. So I think we do need that extra offense and take some pressure off of RJ and Randle, because right now they're the ones that forcing everything up, and it's not working. It's like last year. All they did was put up trash, and we didn't go nowhere. So, yeah, I know we got Brunson is hurt. I agree with you. If Brunson's not 100% and he's still got some swelling and some pain in the ankle, he needs to rest.
Yeah.
He needs to rest. We should not force him back, because we're going to lose him for more time.
Right.
So I think he rushed back, gave it a little bit, couldn't go after, playing 12 minutes. Hey, I didn't call. I've been calling before.
Okay.
I left everything alone. But all my people out there, I said it before. We need a point guard, and we need the backup. The pickup of Hart was speak for the Knicks, because now they got another guy that can play defense and get up and down the court and hit the boards.
Yeah. And one thing you
remember
notice,
I told you I wanted Jay Crowder.
Yes, and appreciate the call, man. One thing you notice with Josh Hart, boy, when he's in, he's in. Josh Hart ain't coming out that game. You know what I mean? Once he goes, he goes. And that's from the end of the first through the second, or the end of the third through the fourth. That's it. He's locked in, and then you piece the rest of the guard rotation around him, the guard and the wing rotation around him. So that's RJ, Grimes coming around on that platoon. Obviously, Quickley starting at the 1, but yeah, that's one thing with Hart, man. Once he's in, he's in. And look, he had a tough job to try to slow down Kawhi Leonard. Nobody was doing that. Whether it was Kawhi or PG, they're just so elite at shot creating and scoring. They just shoot right over you. There's really no problem. And it was a tough cover for him. But the one thing that Hart does do, he gets us out in transition, and he was able to do that again today. I like the minutes that he and Obi put on, especially in the second quarter. I thought there was good chemistry there. I like to see Obi on the attack mode. Obi looked good, being aggressive and not just settling for corner threes and not just looking at the pass or dribble handoff. Like, get aggressive, man, and get out there, use your athleticism, and make a play. It was good to see.
How many minutes he played, CP?
Let's check that. It's a good question, you say, and the way you posed it, I'm sure it wasn't much. 13 minutes for Obadiah tonight, and
2 more than his usual.
Two more than normal. All right, so he made a little bit of progress. Maybe tomorrow he'll get 15.
He has not gotten past the 11, it seems.
Yeah.
Look it up here, but seems like Obi Toppin hasn't been getting more than 11 minutes. His last 3 games, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
Progress.
And progress. 1 minute. Progress. And I mentioned in the play-by-play, in terms of Tibbs being able to take some risk with, and it's crazy that we even have to use the word risk with just being able to give a certain player or certain players more minutes at certain spots in terms of feeling the game. Just because, you're not saying that Obi is better than Randle. Absolutely not. But there's certain games where you just need to tell the big fella, like, we're not going to play you 36, 38 minutes tonight. You're going to play 29.
Yep.
You're going to give 5-6 more minutes during this stretch because we're playing well in this stretch. We just seem to have more energy. The ball's moving better, and I thought that Tibbs could have taken that type of risk with Obi tonight, even as Obi was 0-4 from 3, but he was 4-9 overall. And you saw just the energy. He gives the team opportunities to maybe get an outlet pass and get an easy dunk, as he does a lot of times off long rebounds. He leaks out and he puts pressure on the defense. And I like when he plays with Josh Hart. Josh Hart always looks when Josh Hart gets these long rebounds, he always picks his head up and he's always looking down court to see if someone's down court or if he has a clear lane to attack the basket. So I like Josh Hart playing with Obi because of the pressure that Hart puts on the defense, the way that he pushes the ball up the court. And I just thought tonight could have been one of those nights where Tibbs could have just taken some risk, including Obi, and playing him more minutes. But, it's the template, and that's just the way it's going to roll. So that means that Randle has to pick it up. So good night by Obi. 5 rebounds as well, CP. When I said, when Obi's able to give me more than 3 rebounds, I'm celebrating.
It's a good day. It's a good day, man.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
10 points, 5 rebounds. No, 1 turnover.
It's a good job. It's good job by him. Let's take a look at some more of the numbers in this game, man. By the numbers presented by Prizepicks. And again, one of the things that stuck out, Knicks is shooting putrid from the floor once again, man. Just not a good night shooting for the Knicks. Knicks overall shooting 35% from the field, 22% from 3. And when the other team's gunners are gunning, you're just not going to get it done that way. They did shoot the ball well from the charity stripe, 88%, only missing 3 free throws, so that was a little bit better. But 71%, 7 for 31 from downtown is not going to get it done. They did lose the assist battle by just 1 assist, 22-21. They did battle the boards. They win the battle of the boards, 54-39. Which was certainly good. However, of the how many offensive rebounds did they finish with? They finished with 20 offensive rebounds, man. offensive rebounds. And again, between Josh Hart, between Mitch, Mitch had 8, Quickley had 4, Hartenstein 3, Hart 3. So it was good effort, and that was good hustle there. But you also want to see them converting those into points. You want to see them converting those into points. And for the second night in a row, they did win the second chance battle, 16-13. But you want to see them be able to cash in a little bit there.
How did they lose this game? You just mentioned by the numbers. 89% free throw, higher than the Clippers. They're basically tied in assists. They out-rebounded them 54-39. Kept on pace in points in the paint. More second chance points.
Yeah.
How did they lose the game? You know how? When you see stats like this, CP, all it comes down to is one player.
Yeah.
You look on your team because you're looking at, how did we lose the game? 20 offensive rebounds, 54 rebounds overall to their 39.
Yeah.
Second chance points. Well, you look at the field goal percentage. You shot 35% to their 48.
35% to 48, bro.
Well, there was a player that was 5 of 24. That's your answer. And then the secondary answer is what happened? Well, you were up 1. Your best player tonight unraveled, and then the team unraveled. That's it. That's how you lost this game.
Simple and plain.
Because if you out rebound teams like you did tonight, you shoot 89% from the free throw line, you get more second chance points, you get 20 offensive rebounds. I mean, the Knicks might make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Because you're going to have an outstanding chance to win basketball games with those type of numbers. But sometimes it comes down to that, CP.
Yeah.
That's my by the numbers.
Comes down to your star being a star, and just wasn't there tonight. 35% from the field. 35% from the field, man. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, by the numbers, the key stats of the game is brought to you by Prizepicks. Prizepicks is daily fantasy sports made easy for you people at home. Try it out. Go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code KFTV, and they will match your deposit of up to $100. So it's a great way to get started. Let's say you want to play with $20. They'll match you $20. You have $40 to play with. Let's say you want to put $100 in the pot. They will match your $100, and then you'll have $200 to play with. So, the Knicks weren't winners tonight, JD, but CP the Fanchise was a winner tonight in Prizepicks in a couple of ways. So here's where I went today. And again, the way you play Prizepicks, very easy. You're going to pick between 2 to 6 players. You can mix and match sports. Whether it's NBA, NHL, you have World Baseball Classic going on right now. If you're into esports, whatever you're into, they have a number of stats to choose from as well. And you're just going to predict whether or not that player is going to do more or less than the given stat projection that Prizepicks has outlined for that night. So here's where I went in this game, JD. I went with the Claw. Nobody's stopping Kawhi Leonard right now. More than 26.5 points. And he finished with 34. Knicks chick doesn't like when I bet against the Knicks, all that, but this is business. Kawhi Leonard's been unstoppable, and the Knicks had no true wing to slow him down. So that, to me, that was my lock of the night. Now, I went with Brody with less than 13.5 points. One thing about Westbrook, he's trying to revitalize his career with the Clippers, but he's still shooting bricks. All right, so I went with 13.5, less than 13.5, and he finished with 7. So I hit on that. Immanuel Quickley with no Jalen Brunson in here tonight. I was betting on Quick to have a bounce back game, especially from beyond the arc. So I went with Quickley with more than 2.5 3-pointers made, and he finished with 3. So I hit on those. And then now I had Grimes with more than 10.5 points. He was trending well in the first quarter. Never got back on track for the rest of the game, so I missed that. And then I have Desmond Bane going tonight. I have Desmond Bane against Dallas with more than 23.5 points. Now, I did play 2 tickets. Another ticket I had the same Kawhi Leonard, more than 26.5 points. I had Mitchell Robinson, Block Nest Monster, with more than 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I had Josh Hart with more than 6.5 rebounds. He finished with 8. Oh, by the way, on that Mitchell number, he finished with 21. So I hit that over as well. And then I put the Westbrook pick and Grimes as well. So on one ticket, I finished with 4 out of 5. And on the next ticket, I'm waiting on Desmond Bane. If he hits, I'll have 4 out of 5 as well. How'd you do it?
Off to a solid start. I took Kawhi. Oh, and you got such a favorable line. You had 26.5 on Kawhi?
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got 28.5 by the time I put the ticket in.
What time did you play, late or early? I played early.
I played late.
Okay, I played around maybe 3 hours before tip off.
Yeah, right when I logged on is around there is where I put my ticket live, and they raise. Sometimes they do that, depending on injury reports or something.
Mm-hmm.
Norman Powell was declared. I don't know, but sometimes they play with the lines. I still picked the over, and Kawhi. I hit on that. I played Immanuel Quickley. I played him over 18.5. I played him on the points. And, I hit on that. I played RJ Barrett. I told you this. 22.5 points.
Yep.
I hit the over without Jalen Brunson. He has been hitting the over without him. I played that streak. Streak comes to an end today. That was not good. And then I played Quentin Grimes. This is also a basketball point. You know what? Let me finish.
Yeah.
Desmond Bane, more than 2.5 3-pointers. We'll see about that. I picked him on over 2.5 3-pointers. Draymond Green, I picked him less than 9.5 points. We'll see on that. So Westbrook hit the over, and then Grimes, RJ, and I have a second ticket with Kawhi and Grimes as well.
Okay.
Now, Grimes, I picked him more than 10.5 points. He hit 7.
Yeah, me
CP.
too. Me too, man.
Get all that. He shot 1 attempt in the second half.
Right.
And I told you before when I was doing my tickets, right? I got 2 tickets going, but I told you before, I liked Grimes as the over because he's been hitting the over. He's been getting 12 or 13 points easy since Brunson's been out because there's more opportunities. And he has 7 points, 1 shot attempt in the second half after he makes 3 of 7 in the first half. How? That's coaching too. Like, you got to get these players going, bro.
Yeah.
1 shot.
I hate that, man. It's frustrating, man.
I thought at that point, forget gambling or anything. I thought at that point, I was gonna hit the over.
Yeah.
But then it's like you saw that stretch where he wasn't making threes, but he was playmaking. He was driving,
putting the ball on the floor,
and I'm
driving.
Like,
he was looking great. He looked
that.
great in the first quarter, bro. He looked
but
great.
No, we want to give Julius 13 shots in the second half when he had 11 in the first and did nothing with it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we gotta get Grimes going here.
That's a fact, man. So once again, for you people at home, man, play to win, but play responsibly. Go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. I want to salute some people in the chat, man. Shout out my guy Larry Medina. My guy Larry Medina was in the building tonight. He says Julius looked cooked at warm-ups. He looked pretty tired out there. And shout out to Kasha Monique, who was also in the building. She says, I was at the game, but there's no place like MSG. So shout out to those guys. Also want to shout out Kev Boogie 22. He has joined the Fanchise channel membership. Shout out to Kev Boogie 22. Welcome to the squad, and we appreciate your support. Okay, let's get to some more calls, man. I had Money Tees on the Discord. Money Tees, are you there? I'll mute your mic. Money Tees NY. Money Tees. Going once. There we go.
Yes, sir. You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
My name Mel from Brooklyn. What's up, CP? What up, JD, man?
How you feeling, bro? How you feeling about tonight's game, man?
Rapid fire.
Let's
Look,
go.
Man. I'm going to have to take every L we get without JB, man. This team going to go as far as Jalen Brunson take us, man.
Yeah.
Boom, right?
Yeah.
Obi Toppin shooting more threes than Reggie Miller out there. I don't know what's going on. He need to go to the basket. When he go to the basket, good things happen. Always been like that with Obi. Boom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, last thing I'm going to say is we got to get Carmelo Anthony and go rest Randle and rest Brunson to the playoffs because it's quiet for us without Brunson. Brunson, the composure of this team. Go sign Melo for a couple weeks or something, man. I'm out of here.
I mean, he was trending. He was trending well, you know. He was trending well.
I say you take it easy on him because one of the very few callers that comes up here says rapid fire. It was actually rapid fire.
Yeah, I'll give him credit for the rapid fire, but to end this call with we need Melo back, like what?
For a couple weeks.
For a couple weeks, just till we steady the ship.
He wouldn't even be eligible for the playoffs, right? I don't even want to. I think the deadlines. I'm talking about not even him, but like anybody we sign. I don't know if they would be, or is it a transaction plan? But
rate that call in the chat. I'd like to present that call to the chat for a vote. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Let me see where all my where Team Melo stands are. If the Melo Hive is still alive,
you might be surprised.
That's what I'm saying. I want that. I want to bring that to a vote for the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Is it tomatoes or fire emojis from my guy Money T's? Rex the Awesome said that's a 0.5. Bobby says -1. Father Peace 2.5. You might have had him. You might have sold him just a little bit.
Manny Banks, channel member with a 5.
Yeah.
Manny wants Melo.
I threw my guy Larry Medina up on the Jumbotron. This is my guy Larry Medina in the building at Crypto.com Arena. Sporting is KnicksFanTV Snap. That's right, man. I met Larry a couple times. Met him out here, I'm pretty sure. And then we had linked up at the San Fran link up. And real cool dude. He's based out there in LA now. And he was at the game tonight repping. So shout out to Larry, man. Shout out to everybody who's been repping their KFTV snaps. Go to KnicksFanTV.com/shop to get yours. And yeah, man, salute to everybody in the chat once again. All right, couple more. We're gonna Omar from the Bronx. You're gonna be on deck, and then let me hear from Jimmy from Texas. Jimmy, how you feeling? Matter of fact, Jimmy, hold that thought because we got the rhyme animal Chuck D on the line, man. We gotta get to my guy. We gotta get to the legend. Chuck, how you feeling?
I don't want to cut off Jimmy, man. And I'm not going to go in on money. I'll try to make it rapid fire. Yeah. I mean, first we want to be able to do Rose some justice first before we think Melo. I mean, why is Tibbs keeping 7 other players on the team if they never going to get no run? So, but I kind of expected it. I mean, we unbalanced. I knew that when we was going to face the Clippers, man, with Mook being there, and they were going through a downturn. I knew it was going to be one of those alpha male. I was your master teacher at a point, and that was the same thing that always used to happen to our man Patrick Ewing and Cartwright. He never got past Cartwright. Too much respect, and I just knew that tonight, man, if they're going to throw Mook at Randle, Randle ain't going to impose on Mook. This is just how it is sometimes. So, yeah. I mean, a lot of us were talking 4. No, I don't know what we were seeing, man.
I said 2-2. We'll be lucky if we go 2-2, man. And nobody in the chat, shout out to TM, nobody in the chat voted 1 and 3 on this road trip.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we get tomorrow, and we know everybody's watching Cam, the Cam watch over in Portland. So, I mean, listen, man, Mitch was big tonight. I thought, Josh Hart was the dog. Obi was dope tonight. IQ was IQ, and Grimes was Grimes. But teams know each other. I knew iHeart wasn't going to do anything against the Clippers. A couple of times iHeart was going up there and get that garbage out of there. We know you. So, I mean, my last note, man, hopefully, look, every game is a playoffs right now. And I think, instead of trying to hold on to seed spots and trying to predict this team better for us versus that team, we just got to win as many games as possible and be ready to face who we face. As simple as that, man. Out. I'm out, y'all.
Appreciate it, OG. It's Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. Knicks lose 106-95 to the Clippers. The first of 2 in LA. They'll see the Lakers tomorrow night. 9 p.m. Eastern time. Join us for Play-by-Play Live. We'll be starting at 8:50 Eastern time. Join JD on the ones, on the solo dolo, man. We'll break down the game, keys to the game, and then get right into it, man, with live play-by-play. And so make sure you tune into that. Now, with the Knicks loss, they are virtually tied with the Nets right now for the 5th seed. Nets winning in overtime against the Timberwolves last night. I was watching that game last night. And it was a 12-round battle, man. Went into overtime, and the Nets just made their plays, man. Royce O'Neal coming up big for them, Dinwiddie cashing in, and Nets are building some confidence right now. So they're basically tied for 5th. And just remember, with the tiebreakers, it's going to come down to conference record. So their season series between the Knicks and the Nets are tied. They're 2-2. So if they finish the season tied, it's going to come down to conference record. And so, Knicks are going to have to win some games. He still got 2 more games against the Heat. I think some against the Wizards, couple against the Pacers as well. So you're going to want to win those games. One against the Cavs, big game against the Cavs on March 31st. But with this loss, the Knicks are now 3 games in back of the Cavs for 4th. And when we talk about conference records between the Knicks and the Nets, Nets are 26-18. Knicks are 28-17. So,
Brunson, get back, please.
JB, we need you.
Please get back.
JB, we need you, man. Because
oh my God,
this is gonna be a dogfight, man. This is gonna be a dogfight to the finish.
I didn't think CP. I mean, man, he's a legit star. Like, think about even the win without him.
Yeah.
Like, now, in the moment, it was like we are in the moment. So we're looking at it from a different perspective. But now, looking at this stretch, even that, I'm looking at that Celtics win even differently. Now I'm thinking, look at the Herculean type of performances we needed to beat the Celtics.
You're right.
Like, we needed that to beat them because Brunson wasn't out. And then look how it's followed up. This team looks completely different without him.
Completely different. So we got to get him a foot transplant or something, man. We got to get him back right, man. Rack City on the Discord. Go ahead, let's try it again. Rack City. All right, he unmuted his mic. There's no words coming out, Rack City. All right, so we'll drop you off. Let me get to back to Jimmy because I did cut him off. Jimmy, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
How you
My
feeling?
first time calling in. JD, CP, how you doing?
Good, man. How you feeling?
I got a lot of frustration boiling over. I don't call, but I look at this as like my moment of sanity. I'll be brief, but I wanted to talk to you guys.
Okay.
See about how we could move forward, move to the Lakers game. What should we do offensively? I think we should feed Randle low post. And really, instead of having him dribble the ball up the court, try to be the point forward Randle, turnover-prone Randle of last season. You could see it. He goes in that spin cycle every time. It's like a scouting report for the past 3 games. Just let him do that and steal the ball.
Yeah.
I wanted to get you guys' take and find out how we could beat the Lakers and really come out of the road trip successfully.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for him is going to be making those adjustments, man. Seeing where the attention is coming from, seeing where the double teams are going to be coming from, making quick decisions. Cut down on the spin moves. What Alan Hahn on today's broadcast has called it the tornado something, terrible tornado, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Tasmanian turnover, whatever you want to call it. He's got to cut down on that. He's got to cut down on that.
Right.
You hope Quickley continues to play well. RJ also obviously has to step up because this Lakers defense it's a good defense, man. It's definitely a good defense.
I mean, AD is a good defender, but no LeBron. I mean, do you put Randle? He's so effective in the low post. Just go after it. Let him be like I mean, it's not an old school game like it was the days of Olajuwon and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all that. Let him just score inside and quit trying to be Kobe Bryant on the outside. The late great Kobe Bryant, try to shoot up threes.
Well, look,
that's
man.
Just my
I
take.
mean, obviously, but look, it's a physical game, man. It's a physical game. We've seen when Julius wants to get aggressive and attack the basket, he's very capable of doing so, and he can do it well. But who knows? Could it be fatigue? Could it be he's physically worn out, so he's settling for jumpers? I don't know. But you want to see that. Especially when the shots aren't falling. You want to see him attack and be aggressive, but there's a price you pay on your body for doing that as well. He's a big guy. He's a physical guy himself. So I'm sure that takes a toll on you as well when you're going through the 82-game slog. So we'll see how it goes, man. Certainly see how it goes. JD, anything else on the Randle front?
Well, on the Lakers front, in terms of him asking how we can beat the Lakers, well, you can't foul them because they're second in the league in free throw attempts per game, so shooting 26 free throws per game. So you have to stay home, play defense, and not foul them too much. Don't put them on the line too much, and give them the ability to put up points. They're eighth in the league in points per game, and their offense has gotten better. Although they're 26th in the league in three-point percentage, they've added a lot of new personnel with Beasley and D'Angelo Russell, who came back yesterday and had a very good game. He had 28 points last night against the Raptors, and he had 5 threes. So you got to defend the three. Don't put them on the free throw line. And Vanderbilt versus Julius Randle is going to be the matchup because I think they're going to start out with Jared Vanderbilt on Julius to preserve Davis's fouls, preserve Davis's energy, and they'll probably start Davis on Mitchell Robinson as the center because they've gone a little bit extra small now as Davis is now your center. So that's that. If they do that, I think they give themselves a very good chance to win.
And Mitch's discipline is going to be tested again. You know, with 80, will 80 pull him from the basket? If so, it's going to be, the Knicks guards are going to have to be rebounding Randle as well as a unit to slow down the Lakers, and prevent them from getting second chance opportunities as well. So the 80 matchup is definitely going to be a big one for Mitch.
And one last thing, CP, that Lakers bench is starting to get potent now because of the acquisition of D'Angelo Russell. Now Dennis Schroeder goes into the bench. He had 23 points last night, and a little under the radar key factor for the Lakers is Austin Reeves. He's starting to pick up. He had 18 points last night. He's been a quiet, nice contributor for the Lakers off the bench. So
true story.
This Lakers team looks a lot different now with some of these, added additions.
Big facts. Omar from the Bronx. Omar, let's go.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. How you doing?
Hey, man. Thanks for the show, man. These are always therapeutic, especially after a stretch like this.
Yeah.
But listen, I'll say this, man. In terms of the seeding, like whether we get 4, 5, or 6, obviously I'd like 4, but I'm not really too concerned about that. It's about coming in healthy. Mainly Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson. Those two seem to be the most injury prone. So that's really what my concern is. Again, you'd want the 4 seed, but worst case scenario, we drop into the play-in. We'll get the 7th or 8th. I'm pretty confident we'll win at least one of the 2 games, the 2 chances we have. So that's not really my concern. But my main point, listen, the 2 players who are supposed to be our stars. I know Brunson is the star, whether Tibbs knows it or not. But the 2 players who are supposed to be our stars, R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle, they both have what the other one lacks. Julius has the bag that RJ lacks. He has the skills that RJ lacks. I think anybody who watches Knicks games knows that. And RJ has the mentality, the self-control, and just the mindset that Julius lacks. That's the truth. Listen, today was embarrassing, man. Today was embarrassing. Like there was a game last year, and I remember watching the show afterwards. I forgot who we played, but it was the game where Randle got into it with the dude that was trying to show him something on the laptop.
Yes.
And I remember, you too, CP, you were guilty of this as well. And so some of the fans, they were like, oh, it's not a big deal. That happens all the time. No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen all the time. Like, that's not cool, man. It looks childish. Even Fournier today, I think you guys mentioned it. He was looking at him like, dude, he was just done with it. And even the young guys, you can see it on Quickley. You can see it with Obi. They're just really it's. And I think that's why the fans have this apprehensive relationship with Julius Randle. When have we ever had a 2-time All-Star that the fans? I'm not going to say we don't want to get behind him, even at the Garden, but they're just tentative because they just know that at some point he's going to self-destruct. And the game plan on Randle, it's not about double teams. It's not about any of that. It's just get him frustrated and he'll beat himself. That's all you need to do. Get him frustrated, get physical with him. He'll beat himself. So that's where the team's at. I wouldn't, I think the Nets, they have a tough schedule going down the stretch. So I think we'll probably land between 5 or 6. But that's what it comes down to, man. Our stars got to play. We could talk whatever we want to say about the glue guys. Oh, Grimes got his shot. Quickley's got. They're going to be on and off. They're glue guys. If our main dudes, RJ, who we give a pass to all the time, and RJ aren't playing like stars, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah, you're not going to win.
This is what it's going to be. So
you're not going to win.
Thanks for taking my call, man.
Great points. Great points, Omar. Appreciate the call, man. I thought Omar was definitely spitting. That's definitely a 5-star call, and it's frustrating. Look, things happen in the heat of the moment. We see it in the NBA all the time. You just had a situation with Draymond Green, knocked out Jordan Poole in training camp, but they're still the champs. Michael Jordan knocked out Steve Kerr. They're still the champs. You had incidents. You had Jimmy Butler and Udonis Haslem going at it. Things happen, right? So that's why I look past the laptop incident, like, whatever. These things happen in the heat of the battle. When everybody's trying to win on the team, you might have difference of opinion. You might have, miscommunication here, there, and guys are trying to work it out. But it just seems with Julius, when he gets off his center like that, he's done. He's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to see back in the day, we see it all the time when games get too physical, refs swallow the whistle and let guys play, and guys would handle it their own, issue the justice on their own, right? How many times when we used to watch Shaq, when guys would be tackling Shaq, doing this, that, and the third, and he would, out of frustration, catch you with a bow, right, to send a message to you, send a message to the ref. But right after that, he's back in it dominating. With Julius, once he's gone, it's hard to get him back, and this is why the whole entire team, to even Tibbs is hugging him, holding him down. They realize it's an issue, man. It's not a good look, man.
And it's funny because, you put it perfectly in terms of countering those that say what you just illustrated in terms of, this happens, JD. This happens around the NBA. Like, why are we criticize Julius for it? We see it with Draymond. We used to see it, sometimes with Kobe and the rest. We saw it with Jordan. We see it with this and that and the fourth, this player and that player. Yeah. And do you see what happens after those players get it in?
Right.
With the refs? You see what happens after those players get a tech? They step their game up.
That's right. That's right.
Like, you think it's easy to put up with what Draymond Green does with the Warriors, but what has that done? That's gotten them 4 championships. And then Draymond steps up his defense. Draymond steps up his intensity. And yes, it can be annoying, but certain things you actually look forward to happening because that actually elevates the player.
Yeah.
It's just vice versa with Julius.
Yeah. It galvanizes.
That's the problem.
It galvanizes.
If this got him amped and this got him to play better, I don't care.
That's right.
I would be all for it. And
That's
know what else would happen? Your teammates would be all for it.
That's right.
Because they would understand, he's about to turn up now. Because when this happens, he turns up.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody on the bench is like, yo, chill. We're about to lose you.
We're about to lose you. Come back.
Come back. No.
Come back,
man.
Oh,
man, we lost. We lost Julius. Game's over.
It's tough, man.
That's the reaction of the Knicks bench when it happens to Julius. That's the problem.
Cody Glock, rapid fire. Cody Glock, let's go. Cody.
Rapid fire.
Yep, let's go. Wait, what? All right, we lost Cody, man. I don't know what's going on.
That was Roadrunner.
Yeah, I think that was a true rapid fire. I don't know what he said. Did he say Mitchie no snitchy like 0.5 seconds?
I don't know what he said. I don't know if he could have a Mitch call today. What Mitch did.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Jose from Puerto Rico, go ahead and close us out.
Hey, what's up, buddy? JD did a great play-by-play couple of times. It really helps me out because I live in Puerto Rico and sometimes I don't get the games. Mm-hmm. Number one is, fellas, let's get to reality. We got a daunting schedule. Mm-hmm. Miami, the Raptors, and the Raptors, Miami, and Cleveland are for real, and the Nets, they're for real. The game that we lost to Charlotte, it really hurt us. And when it comes to Randle, shut up. Do what Van Fleet did. Mm-hmm. He went out, paid $30,000, and he did his gripes, and he said it on the, on the stage. Don't complain and lose the game for us. He's a freaking head case. So Knicks fans, get back to reality. We got a daunting schedule. Let's keep it optimistic. But the Nets, Atlanta, and the Raptors are for real, and they're coming up close. They got easy schedules. That's all I got to say.
Jose,
take it easy, fellas.
Thanks for the call, man. Good to hear from you. And good show, guys. All things considered. Tough loss, but great show. Great show to the Maz. Great show, Edgar. Great show, TM. Great show, Chuck D. Great job, JD, on the play-by-play and post-game double duties. Knicks lose, man, 106-99 to 95, and they got to get right back to it tomorrow against the Lakers, man. So we'll be here. We'll be here for it all, man. Win, lose, or draw. Number one show for the fans by the fans. Make sure you guys tap in with us. I want to salute the super chats that have come in. He goes, Kevin Minnis, channel member, says it's not about Brunson. It's about heart, soul, and mental toughness. He goes, and fire Tibbs. Oh, man.
It's about Brunson.
Yeah, it is. Ron Severe, $10 super chat. Shout out to Ron. Ron definitely did purchase his snapback. So I hope you got that one. Shout out to Ron. He says the difference in 2 days was they got Kawhi to take over down the stretch, and we got Julius. In today's game. Difference in today's game. JR, $5 super chat, says stop sulking Julius. Tibbs was kidding when he said Quickley was his guy in the Boston press conference. Shout out to My 2 Cents. Just read up on his channel membership. He says, after Randle's tantrum tonight, tell Alex I called a locksmith installing window locks on Monday, and I'll keep him locked until JB's heel is 100. Shout out to RJT. Not going to read that one. Ty73 says Julius will end up getting bought out and peace in Taiwan.
Is that what wild?
Yeah. Wild. Let's see. Who else we got here? I think I got the rest of these. Shout out Ryan Manuel Chuck D says Kawhi already reminded the league this season it starts in March. His season starts in March. The claw is fresh. We are beat up. Clippers are 15 deep and spent Ballmer's billions. We must win. Shout out to Blood of the Panther. He $5 super chat. He says Brunson has had more injuries this season with the Knicks than the entire tenure with the Mavs. Oh, happens. You know, injuries happen. Maybe it's a result of more full-time work. Who knows? But we just hope he bounces back. Freak NY, $5 super chat says, let him rest. Next man up. We need Brunson healthy for the first round. This is his team now. And shout out to Lendo Manning. All right, guys. Remember that this show is presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Also go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. You can also catch this show in audio podcast format after every game. So no reason to miss it. We are everywhere, man. So check us out on podcast format. Follow us on Spotify, on Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video. And that's the story, man. 106.95. Knicks lose 3 in a row now. Let's get back on track tomorrow, man. CPJD, we out of here. Peace.
Take my leg, Brunson.